Over the weekend, we got to see the rookies go to work in minicamp. That's Omarion Hampton, first-round pick, wearing the number 8 jersey, working on his footwork. He's going to be an absolute stud out of the backfield this season. Definitely a 3-down type of back who can make one cut and be gone. Good blocker. Good catching the ball out of the backfield. He's going to complement Najee Harris well, who, of course, was a free agent pickup. I'm excited about Hampton. The Chargers just didn't have a lot of explosiveness in the backfield. As much as I like J.K. Dobbins, he does not have this type of ability. And the Chargers, I mean, they value the running back. And this is Jim Harbaugh, right? I mean, look at these moves, bro. I mean, he is just absolutely going to work. You can see the quickness just in these short drills, and he's going to be a big-time weapon out of the backfield. And then we've got my favorite clip of the day, which, of course, is Trey Harris. Now, this clip isn't anything special. It's just him running an out route and catching a ball in bounds, working on his footwork. But the reason why I'm excited is not necessarily because of these clips. It's more so the fact, well, the Chargers had a huge hole at outside receiver. Ladd McConkey plays in the slot. He's an absolute stud. But outside of that, there wasn't much. Mike Williams was gone. Keenan Allen certainly was gone. And nobody else was able to step up. There was no consistency outside of McConkey. So now all of a sudden, you bring Mike Williams back. You've got Trey Harris. Darius Davis, is he getting increased workload with his speed? I mean, he can make a lot of plays. Jalen Reagor, I'm not sure we're going to see a lot of him. But in terms of the 2 starting outside receivers, we don't know who those are going to be yet. That's the beauty of training camp, is these guys are going to battle it out. But I think we can all agree it's going to end up being Trey Harris and Mike Williams. In terms of the rest of the day, well, the Chargers have an interesting camp because, as you can see right there, the offensive line. That's going to be the story for the Chargers in camp, is who gets those starting spots. We know for a fact that left tackle is going to be Rashawn Slater. We know for a fact that right tackle is going to be Joe Alt. And we certainly know for a fact that Mekhi Becton is going to play right guard. But who plays left guard and who plays center? Now, if it were up to me, I would probably end up putting Zion Johnson at left guard and then Andre James at center. But it's not up to me. I just make Charger videos for fun. It's going to be up to Harbaugh and his staff. And right now, Harbaugh did say to the media that Johnson, he expects him to get one of the 2 starting spots, which means that it's between Bradley Bozeman and Andre James for that final one. Now, Bozeman started last year for the Chargers. Did he play well? Not really. I think he's more of a depth piece. I mean, I applaud his consistency and his durability, but I think he's more of a backup that can fill in for depth. But in terms of, you look at Andre James, he came over from the Raiders. He's been starting for them for years now. I think he's going to be a big-time piece to this offensive line. I didn't particularly love free agency. I didn't particularly love the draft for linemen. I don't think it was that deep. It was pretty thin. That's why I'm glad the Chargers went out there, of course, and they improved on receiver, running back, corner, the secondary, things like that, defensive line. I think the Chargers are going to be a significantly better football team. Last year, they were playing with house money. I didn't think they would end up going out there and making the playoffs and winning 11 games, but they did. A lot of it certainly was due to the soft schedule, but now because they're a playoff team, they have a harder schedule. The one thing that I'm concerned about for the Chargers is that they have, 1, a difficult schedule, and then 2, they have to travel the most miles in NFL history. Week 1 is going to be against the Chiefs in Brazil. Of course, I believe week 4 is going to be against the Giants, so that's going to be a fun game. You just have to look at Los Angeles and the fact that they're going to be traveling more than any other team. I mean, we're talking about 3,000 miles plus more than any other team. Like, that is a lot. They also have a week 5 bye. It's just something to monitor. Now, the Eagles had a week 5 bye last year, and they won the Super Bowl, so it's not, like, impossible to do it. But at the same time, the Chargers, I mean, they're going to have to be very smart here, and they're going to have a lot of depth because they're going to have to play, of course, what is that? How many weekends consecutively is that? So if they have a week 5 bye, is that 18? So if the Chargers go to the Super Bowl, I think that's 18, right? My math could be a little off, but that's a lot of football without having a break. So that's why it's so important to go out there and to have a good draft, which the Chargers certainly did. At least last season, I thought they had a good draft. I mean, we saw a lot of rookies kind of come in here and step up. But this time around, I think it was just as good. I mean, it's Jesse Minter, right? It's Jim Harbaugh. I mean, these 2 guys, they're going to be able to maximize the most out of their players. I think Minter's probably going to be a head coach within the next couple of seasons, so I'm excited about that. But in terms of the rest of the battles, it's not just outside receiver. It's not just offensive line. You also have to look at the defensive line, right? You got Tart, you've got Hand, you've got Naquan Jones. I'm looking at Scott Matlock, Agbania. There's a lot of guys competing for those spots. It's going to be a huge competition to see what happens. In terms of the two outside corners, of course, when Derwin James is in the slot, Tarheeb Still, Cam Hart, Dante Jackson, Benjamin St. Juice, and Dean Leonard are all options. The fourth running back spot, Kamani Vidal, Jarrett Patterson, and then you've got undrafted rookie Raheem Sanders. What about the fourth safety spot? You've got, the corner is going to be behind James. So you got Alohi Gilman, Elijah Molden, Tony Jefferson, who was re-signed. RJ Mickens was a 6th-round pick. The Chargers like this kid a lot and think he's going to be a stud. So he's a guy that's going to be up for consideration. Kendall Williamson is an guy to keep an eye on, as he's impressing a lot of players right now just with the way he plays the game. So it definitely seems like the top 6 are set entering camp, the guys I just named, but also the Chargers did draft an outside cornerback in the 7th round, of course, in Shrekwezi Bridges. So there's a lot of guys competing for roster spots. The Chargers last season, they won 11 games. They went to the playoffs. Obviously, we all know how that went in the playoffs. But I think this team learned from it. They understand that, hey, look, we've got to run the ball better. We've got to protect Herbert up front. And we need guys that can catch the football and can get open. And they've made a lot of good moves. I think the Chargers are going to be very, very good this year. Their over and under is at 9.5. That seems like free money to me. I don't see a world where the Chargers don't win at least 10 games. They might even win more. They might win 11 games. They might win 12 games. I wouldn't even be surprised if they win 13 games. This is going to be a very good football team. And Justin Herbert is going to be the guy that puts this team on his back and continues to make plays. Last season, I thought Herbert played the best football of his career. He didn't turn it over. Of course, didn't have much of a run game, but the defense was able to get it done, and Ladd McConkey went absolutely off. But now, Herbert's got a lot more around him. He's got Hampton, right? He's got, of course, you look at what the Chargers do in the 2nd round, is they go out there and they bring in more help at the receiver position and Trey Harris. And then now, the tight end position as well. The Chargers did go out there and they brought in Tyler Conklin. They also drafted a tight end later on in the draft with a lot of athleticism. The offensive line with Mekhi Becton and Andre James is going to be much better. Zion Johnson playing probably left guard. Maybe he plays center. James, it makes sense to put James at center and then Zion at left guard. But Zion kind of did struggle at guard as he's been a Charger, so maybe that doesn't happen. But just with how well the defense is playing, the improved offensive line, the improved run game, another outside weapon for Herbert. Of course, the Chargers drafted Ladd McConkey in the 2nd round, and now they get Trey Harris. I really liked his tape and his film. I think he's going to be a stud. So I'm excited about it. Now, I don't think the roster is set in stone. The Chargers are still going to have to continue to add without the next couple of seasons. But they've set themselves up to be able to compete with Denver, to be able to compete with Kansas City and Las Vegas in this division. But the key is going to be to win the division. You want to go out there. You want to get home field. You don't want to go on the road. You don't want to go to Houston like what happened last year. So the goal is going to be to get this division, and you're probably going to have to get 13 games to get that done. You're going to have to go 13-4. Can the Chargers do that? We'll find out. I don't see why not.